Welcome to Nifty Notions with Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I have a nifty notion that is going to help us make fabric tubes. Now, these are a piece of fabric with quilt batting inside of them, and they can be made into rugs, baskets, bags, placemats. They can be used for a lot of things. However, the traditional way of making them takes a lot of prep. There's a lot of pressing that goes into it before we get to the sewing machine. But I have found a notion that is going to take all of that prep work out, and we can go right to the machine and do some sewing. So this is from Clover, and it is a fabric tube maker. It comes in 4 parts. It's very easy to use, and it's definitely going to speed up that time, and it's perfect every time. So in order for me to make a tube, I'm going to need some fabric. And I did choose this 2.5-inch roll from Riley Blake. With this tube, I'm going to need some batting. So you can buy your batting already pre-cut into 2.5-inch strips, or even 2.25-inch strips. And of course, you can always cut them yourself. But you are going to need about 50 yards. So before we do anything, we're going to need to take these and join them so they're all one really long piece. I find a really easy way of sewing these strips together is right at the machine. So I'm going to have one strip that the fabric is facing up. The next strip, the fabric is going to be facing down, and that larger end is going towards me. It's sitting on my lap. I'm going to overlap them, and that's the selvage that I do want to cut off. But I want to stitch from that corner all the way to that corner. So just turn it. So this long piece here is still sitting in your lap. It's just to the side a bit. I have my needle down, and then I'm going to slide that fabric right in that corner. So this is the area I'm watching. From there, I'm going to take that piece that was sitting on my lap. I'm going to bring that over, straighten it up just as I go along. And now I can put my next piece on top. Once again, it's going to go beside me, and I'm going to be able to stitch. So I'm going to stitch one piece right after the other. Now you could take this to your cutting mat and cut it at 1/4 inch, but you really do not need to. I want to cut up straight and just come over and cut. So it's sort of a round shape. I don't have to measure exactly that 1/4 inch. When I lay it out and press it, I don't have as much bulk in these areas. And if this is more than 1/4 inch, that's okay. So I need to sew all of my strips together and give them a trim and press them. My strips are all ready to go, and I do not roll them. I just gently throw them in this bag. The fabric tube maker is in 4 pieces, but it might look like 2 when you open the box. They snap together, and they might come in the box that way. So just unsnap them, and now we have 4 pieces. We're going to start with the 2 larger pieces. These 2 larger pieces are going to go on our roll first. So the first thing we need to do is put the batting right on top of the wrong side. There's no pressing, we just need to place them together. From there, we're going to put that large piece in, and the large opening is going to go in first. And that's just going to fit right inside. Line that up and put in that next size. You're going to see where that's going to fit right in. And it's going to click into place. So that is going to give us our first fold. Normally, we would have had to take this to the iron and have pressed all of it into this first fold. Now, we're going to add that second piece. Just slide it in And then slide on that last piece. And it's going to click together. That is forcing that little strip to fold in half one more time. So we have the first fold, and now that second fold. And these pieces are going to stay on until we finish the entire strip. From here, I'm just going to be able to stitch. Pull a little, line it up, and stitch. I did increase my stitch sizes. Instead of starting at a 2.5, I'm at a 3.5. I don't need tiny stitches. I have all of this fabric and this batting by my feet, so it's going to be able to feed in quite nicely. I just need to straighten this up as I go. Pull the one and number two, and just keep stitching. And this is really all there is to it. I would recommend a heavy needle, like a denim needle. But other than that, all we need to do is stitch and stitch and stitch and stitch. As you're stitching, if your batting has come off, you can just remove that, straighten it up, and just slip that right back in and lock it. So I can just continue stitching. When we come to these areas where we've joined the strips together, it is important that they're opened and they're laying flat. It's just going to be a smoother seam. You can see where that just goes right over top. Now, if you'd like, you can always use a stiletto to give yourself a helping hand. Now, I have a ton of my little rope made. My fabric tube is all done, ready to go for my next project. But having this fabric tube maker from Clover definitely changed this whole game. It made it quick, it made it easy, and it was very precise. It comes in 4 parts, and it makes your life 4 times easier. Thank you for joining me today on So Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a newsletter. It's all free under So Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a so-tacular day. Bye for now.